Hello guys, and welcome back to Those Two Car Guys. Now you may be wondering where Chris is. Don't worry, he is here because we are revealing our next project. The Cheap Estate Challenge is now dead. I really hope you guys enjoyed it, but of course it is now time to move on to the next thing. And this has been quite an ambitious one for us to set up because we are seeing if you can buy a track car and do a track day for under £1,000. Yes, you heard me correct. Now, of course, for that, we need a car. So Chris is behind me. I'm gonna get him to bring up the shutter and you will see what we've got. So Chris, bring it up. Wait for it. Wait for it.
Actually, I don't think I can do that for that long amount of time. It's quite slow.
Oh. That's right, we've got ourselves a Mazda MX-5. Yes.
An MB Mark II to be precise.
I couldn't be any happier. So yes, we are going to take it around the car and show you all of its goodies.
Hold a minute. Hold out your hand.
Hold out your hand. Believe it or not,
yes,
we have got ourselves an MX-5. And before you say, oh, that's so predictable, so many Mazda MX-5s on the internet. Now, believe me, we weren't specifically looking for an MX-5, but Chris, tell the lovely ladies and gentlemen how we came across this car.
So, it's actually quite funny because my missus was involved with this quite heavily.
Yes.
And she's actually the one that should take all the credit for getting this car, because
credit where credit's
without
due.
her, we probably would have been in a Vauxhall Astra, a Fiat Multipla, and yeah.
We did look at, well, we were going to look at a Celica, didn't we? But then this came up, and yeah, it seemed almost too good to be true.
You probably go, why didn't you get the Celica? It would have been so much more, I don't know, unique as opposed to an MX-5.
A bit more niche.
But the reason we didn't was that, again, because it was a cheap car, it did have a lot of issues, and some issues that were quite alarming to us. And although that this is just over £500, this is no perfect car either. There are some issues.
No, it isn't. But we paid £550 for this. Yes, granted, it does need some attention, but for what it is, for the price, I think it's pretty good. And better still, it is a 1.8, not a 1.6. So we've got a bit more power.
Yeah. And when I saw it through video, it didn't do itself justice, because when the car arrived, it is actually really good. And there isn't actually that much rust on it, which is shock horror. I know.
Who knew?
That is the one thing that I'm impressed with most, because this is a 23-year-old car.
Yeah.
And it certainly doesn't look it. And I cannot wait to get, I just cannot wait.
Yeah.
I'm speechless.
So, there won't be any driving in this video for two very good reasons. A, we need to service it, we need to do a few bits, change the oil. It's got no coolant in it, well, not in the expansion tank, so we need to top that up. Another very good reason, the front tyres are toast.
Completely toast,
They won't pump up, and to be fair, all four tyres are older than I am. So yeah, we need to replace them, which is a pity because they are Michelin Pilot Sport 3s, good tyres, but what's the point of having good branded tyres if they're old, perished and rubbish? So yes. But we will give you a guided tour around the vehicle.
Yes, but before we do, obviously this is a £1,000 track car series, so we've already spent £550, so that means we've got £450 to play with, lots of money.
But we need tyres though.
Yeah, I know we do.
I know.
But yes, so we are trying to aim to do this whole thing for under £1,000. It'd probably be a little bit over, but if it's £50 to £100 over, you can't complain, can you?
Yeah, let's not split hairs here. But yeah, without further ado, let's show you around the Mark II MX-5.
Yeah, and I think we should get it outside in all its glory.
Yes.
And yeah, you can see it in, well, I was going to say the lovely sunshine, but it's quite grim, isn't it?
It is,
but, yeah. let's get this bad boy outside, which hasn't got a name yet.
No. Would you guys like to give it a name?
I've got Zeke at the minute because of the number plate. EKE, just add the Z, Zeke.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough.
But if you guys want to comment down below on a better name, just let us know and
Yes.
we'll put the vote to it. But yeah, outside we go.
As you can hear, our cheap and cheerful MX-5 is running rather lumpy, and it's something we hope to look into more and cure in the next episode. But until then, back to the video where I get to showcase this bargain in all its glory to Aaron and all you guys watching for the first time.
We're going to come off this camera.
Yes.
And we're going to come onto this little thing and we're going to do a little walk around of this beauty.
Yes.
And of course I have an MX-5 guru with me.
Well,
although I've been
you're
around
far
this
too
car
kind.
technically longer.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to give you guys an in-depth tour of this car before we get started and before this thing eventually hits a circuit here in the UK.
Yes.
So, come on, Mr. MX-5 guru.
Well,
where should we start?
Well, the bonnet, for starters, it looks as if someone's been at it with a Brillo pad. The swirl marks are
Yes.
quite fantastic.
But in fact, because it's been in the unit, you could see it more. But out here,
Yeah,
you can sort of get away with it. Although there are some largely odd scratches, especially here at the top of the bonnet. I don't know why there's scratches there.
No, quite strange. But to be fair, the age of the vehicle,
Yeah.
and one thing we haven't mentioned yet is the amount of former keepers this car has had. So we are the 17th owners. Yes, 17th.
Yeah.
So I worked it out, roughly speaking, this is on average, this has almost had one new owner per
Every year, yeah.
It's been since it's been made, which is
And
quite
for both me and you, it's actually a world record in terms of the amount of former keepers I've ever seen on a car.
I think the most amount of former keepers I've ever seen is 8. So to have 16 is quite phenomenal. But credit where credit's due. Chris has done a great job of cleaning the car up because the first pictures it was scrubby. It was almost like a barn find.
Yeah, interesting fact. When we took the seats out of the thing to clean it properly, and it looked like a Jack Russell owned this once before because there was dog hairs everywhere. You wouldn't believe it.
That's the scratches.
Yeah, he's probably doing an oil change himself. But yeah, just for you nerds out there, this is an NB 1.8i MX-5 and it's finished in midnight black, and I actually quite like it in midnight black.
Brilliant black.
Yeah. Oh, was it brilliant black? Oh,
Brilliant black.
I was almost there.
You got 15-inch alloys, which to be fair, are in pretty good nick.
Yeah, I did want to get them off and give them a good clean because of the spokes. Yeah, they're a bit of a nightmare to
Look,
get
got lots
clean.
of spokes. You have got a bit of rust forming.
Yeah, it's not too bad on this side.
I think that's just the front wing. I don't think that's on the actual chassis as such. So so if we really wanted to cure that, it's just replace the front wing.
Yeah.
You've got the same issue on this
The other
side,
which is a lot worse.
Yeah, that's But do you know what we call that, Chris?
What's that?
Character. It's just got a bit of character. There's not that much character at the back of the car, actually, surprisingly.
No.
Now, if you don't know an MX-5, you won't know that. They love to rust here on the arches, on the rear sills. But when you look at the MOT history for this car, this has had rust repair done. So it's one less thing for us to worry about.
Yeah, I think on the paperwork it said it had front end stuff like subframe and
I think
repairs and
it's
stuff.
also had stuff done at the rear at some point in its life.
Well, hold on. Before we get to finding more rust.
Yeah.
Oh,
Character.
look at the exhaust.
Character.
Look at that bad boy.
It's like a dustbin.
And it's quite funny because look how the route of the exhaust goes. It goes up, then all the way around, and then straight down. I don't think that's a great exhaust for power somehow. More for noise.
If you were to straighten it out, it'd probably be twice the length of the car. Yeah, got a bad boy exhaust on there.
We've got some markings on the bumper. That's
Yeah.
what it's called.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
But honestly, I looked on eBay after we bought this car, and I couldn't find a car any cheaper than this. The cheapest I could find was £1,000, and that thing had more rust than the car actually had metal, which was crazy.
Let's have a look in here. Halford's battery, quality. It looks pretty good in here. What can often happen with MX-5s as well is you get water ingress, and I had it on one of my Mark IIs.
Yeah.
You get loads of water where the battery is.
Yeah, we've already looked. Like, I mean, you can see there's obviously some surface rust in here,
Yeah.
but it did have a spare wheel. I
But-
took it out for weight saving, of course.
Gains.
Yeah,
Gains.
and it had like all its carpet and trim in here as well,
So
which was quite
The
surprising.
tailgate's in good nick as well, because quite often, again on one of my Mark IIs.
Yeah, we had
The,
rust. We had like rust across here, didn't we?
Oh, it's so bad.
on your Mark II that you had.
Yeah, but that's a nice straight panel. You got a little nick there.
Yeah.
You can just about see
Yeah, I
it.
can see it's like here, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's
Probably
one
not
there.
gonna be able to get on camera.
It's
but-
obviously where something's been put on
Yeah,
the
and that's
glue.
another credit to this car. There's actually not that many dents on it.
No.
Scratches and stuff, but I'm pretty sure that at some point we may do a video on machine polishing this baby.
The roof's not in bad nick. Obviously, if
No,
you come
you've
around
got-
here,
yeah,
you've
you've
got,
got,
some character here.
Yeah, you've got the seals that you just pop back in, but they always fall back down again.
Yeah.
So maybe the seal themselves has just failed and it needs a new one, which I can imagine it's not going to be very expensive. It'll be
No.
peanuts. Yeah, you've obviously got some tears in the roof.
But it's still watertight, isn't it?
Yeah, generally. I know we did wash it. You did get some water like on here that dripped down. Now,
But-
I'm not trying to save any more weight. The door card sort of.
I
came apart itself.
don't think it came out the factory like that. If I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, for some reason, someone took this door card off in its time, and there was no screws for this, so we just need to source some to pop in there, and the door card will be back in.
Now the interior is in really good nick. We haven't got a stereo, which is a little bit disappointing. We've got a cable.
Yeah.
Got a nice Nardi leather steering wheel. That is a nice feature. I actually had the same steering wheel in my first Mark II. Got
Right.
nice leather seats, which a bit of wear on the bolster, but you
Yeah.
have to expect that, especially when it's had 16 previous owners. So it would have had a bit of wear in its time. Nice 5-speed gearbox, nice tight box. That's what we like.
But
Manual.
it is generally really clean in here. You wouldn't think, if you brought members of the public to see this car, they wouldn't think that this had 16 former keepers.
No.
Really, would they? Like, even an ashtray.
An
How
ashtray.
old school is
How
that?
retro is that? Nice little. In
Probably
there,
new
you got-
generation smokers don't even know you could get ashtrays in your car back in the day.
No. How many miles has it done? Is it a little under 100,000?
100,040 and 490, I think it is off the top of my head.
It's not bad, is it? To
No.
be fair. Yeah, the interior. To be fair, yeah, it's come up nicely. Now you may not be able to see it on camera, but if you look behind us, it does look rather jagged, to say the least. We believe at some point this car has had a roll bar.
Well, you
fitted to
can. You
it.
can see the holes drilled.
So yeah, this has
There,
had, this
you can
has
see
had-
them.
Yeah. So this would have had a roll bar fitted at some point, which is subsequently being removed. Whether I reckon the story is, for whatever reason, the previous owner maybe just got a better MX-5 and then took the roll bar out of it, or maybe just sold the roll bar on, so they can be quite valuable. So pity we don't have that, but say la vie, we do have the original trim to put back in. We may just leave it out because weight saving.
Race car.
Race car. Why? Because race car.
Do you want to open the roof?
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
I'm a pro at this now, mate. There we go. Hey.
Oh, it's a bit stiff.
That's what she said.
It's,
It shouldn't be that stiff. It was a.
it's because it's because it's the vinyl roof, and it probably hasn't been folded in quite some time. What will happen is the vinyl actually shrinks a little bit, and the best
Yeah.
way to do it is to heat it up. But as you can see, with a bit of persuasion, it's gone down just fine.
But this is the better
There we
roof.
are.
This is the better roof type compared to some MX-5
No.
Mark Ones, aren't they?
No, you want the mohair.
Mohair?
which is what I've got on my
Oh, okay.
on my Mark One.
Oh, right. So
The-
this is the vinyl one, is it?
This is vinyl. The only reason why the Mark II roofs are better than the Mark One
Is you get a glass.
Is you get a glass screen which is
Yeah.
heated, whereas on the Mark Ones you get
Plastic.
on some of them you get plastic
Yeah.
and it's
And
not
they go
heated,
yellow.
and they go yellow over
Yeah.
time. They go nasty. But no, my
So
Mark
this is what
One-
happens when you hang around an MX-5 Guru. You just pick off things and sort of
Exactly.
remember them for no apparent reason.
It's good knowledge.
Right.
You've got electric windows. That's good. Obviously they're not working because the car's
That's
not
crazy,
turned on.
isn't it, for a 23-year-old
Um,
car? Even your Mark One has electric windows, which
It
Gobsmacked
has,
by.
but mine's a Unos, so it's a better specification. Now, I thought originally this was the 1.8i S because it's got the leather steering wheel, but it hasn't got the chrome scuff plates. Therefore, unfortunately, I don't think this has got a limited slip diff, mate. I think it's going to be an open diff, so lots of one tyre fire.
Yeah.
But we could be surprised. Someone might have retrofitted a limited slip diff.
Yeah,
Who knows?
Because interestingly, because we can't pretty much look underneath the car, this has Bilstein coilovers on it.
Yes, which I'm almost certain is not factory standard.
Yeah.
Obviously, you can't see it right now.
And
One
on the
thing you can see though,
on the maintenance side of the video, which will be the next video, we'll probably show you them once the wheels are off and it's jacked up. But yeah.
one thing we can show you though is the engine.
Oh yes.
The heart of this car.
Of the baby.
So to give you an idea of power, roughly speaking, you're looking about
2
130.
million horsepower.
Oh yeah, of course. You're looking at about 130, 135 horsepower when it was new, of course. Now you've got a nice air filter, aftermarket air filter.
No, that's standard, isn't it, mate?
So yeah, 1.8 litre engine. Of course, it's not turbocharged, naturally aspirated. You may see some oil down here. It has got quite a substantial. Well, I'm not going to say a substantial oil leak, but it has got lots of oil everywhere. So we need to look into that, find out what's causing it. Looking through the history, this has had 2 rocker cover gaskets within the space of 2 years, which is a little bit concerning. Because why should you need to do it twice? In about 2 years or so. But
I think it's the rocker cover itself.
Quite possibly, but
that it's warped over time.
But that's something that could be looked into. Radiator looks in good condition. Quite often these go brown and nasty, but as you can see, it's still nice and black. So that means that's it. No, that should be in good nick.
And look, all this room here.
Rust.
It's almost like we could put some
turbo.
Yeah,
supercharger. But yeah, our next video will be a maintenance video.
Yes.
So, or maybe the first drive, depending on how we put the videos together. But either way, we are going to be doing an oil change. Probably change the plugs. We will be changing the plugs as they're quite old. We need to put some coolant in the expansion tank because that is as dry as a nun's you know what.
Yeah, look,
so yeah, there's nothing in there.
You can't probably not even see anything in there.
But there's nothing in there to see in all honesty. Brake fluid looks to be in decent nick. It's not too dark or murky.
And the screen, I assume this is a screen wash, is it?
It is, yes.
Yeah, which has got some in
It's got some in it. Yeah. Yeah.
How do you what do you think, mate? Because I mean, you bought this on you trust in me.
Yeah.
And what do you think?
I'm delighted because I thought you would have. I thought you would have turned your nose at an MX-5 because it's been done. Nice, because it's been done so much on YouTube. But as I said earlier, it wasn't. We weren't specifically looking for this car. Oh, that's nice. We weren't specifically looking for this car, but it kind of fell into our laps.
Yeah, exactly.
And sometimes
I'm going to admit, I wanted to scratch the MX-5 itch. I think you knew that from the last few weeks. So yeah, no, it's good that we actually got to get this car
and it's a
for this
1.8
video instead of driving around in a Fiat Cinquecento, which is what you were originally looking at.
It was
Cinquecento. Why would you do this to me?
It was a sporting one. The sporting is everything, mate. That badge alone adds 100 horsepower.
It probably wouldn't even done a one corner at a track day. It probably would have ended up rolling it.
But yes, behold.
Yeah, I'm
our 1.8.
I'm very happy with it, mate.
Mark II Mazda MX-5. What a beast.
So yes, we
Lovely.
are going to get on and film some more videos for you guys that will be reaching your glorious computers, phones in the next couple of weeks. But until then, leave your comments below on what you think of our beautiful £550 MX-5. And yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe and keep up to date with everything that we are doing on ThoseTwoCarGuys. But yeah, he's a very happy man.
I'm delighted.
I'm a very happy man, and I hope you all are very happy men and women too. But anyway, we will see you all next time. Thank you for supporting the channel once again, and goodbye.
Bye.